Hello everyone, welcome to another video with me, Winner Androids, picking up where we left off last time where, actually, not going to go over all that stuff right now, considering I completely fucked up when recording this video. Considering, I took a break between recording the previous video and this one here, watched some videos on YouTube, switched the audio source on my computer, and forgot to actually switch it back, so there's literally no audio throughout this entire video, so I had to record all the audio right now and try and kind of go over things going on here right now. So, I seriously fucked up. So, I had to try and do my own thing for commentary throughout this, which is going to be a bit hard. So, previously I took over Spain and also went and took over Great Britain, and, well, while I was dealing with provinciality, dealing with Great Britain there, Russia went to war with me, though I'm pretty sure looking at things at this point that I am pretty sure it was the Republic of Georgia that actually created the coalition with Russia, considering what reason would Russia have to create a coalition against me with Georgia? Because Russia's kind of pretty strong already, so yeah. But while I was doing a kind of habit where, of course, all my troops are still over in Britain, having two groups there, one smaller and another larger one, but for the most part, I kind of, I don't know. I seriously have no idea how I'm going to be putting this video together, considering I'm kind of just watching it right now while recording once again, and I'm planning to just overlap my camera here over where it's supposed to be in the video. But yeah, no game audio either or anything. Just me talking and the game's background music I added after editing in the first place, so yeah. Currently, kind of just trying to figure out exactly where to actually send my troops when I go to try and take the land that Russia has in Ireland, in which best spots kind of tend to be the plains areas, which I eventually decide what I'm going to do there. Let's see. I probably should kind of just not talk as much, I think, considering things here. Considering I don't really talk tons in the video itself. So I can actually speed things up so it's a reasonable length. And this video did end up being like 3 hours long to record. I'm pretty sure over an hour of that was piecemeal. That comes later. That I, of course, will be completely cutting out. But biggest problem when it comes to things here at the beginning is, of course, Republic of Georgia being right there on my border and everything. And also the fact that this other country there, the other largest country right there, is a vassal of Russia, as well as Azerbaijan over there as well, though they're of course very weak due to losing so much land to Russia already, the other vassal. But yeah, kind of trying to prepare myself and everything to deal with that there. And when it comes to all my vassals that were acting as buffer zone between me and Russia, I'm not planning on actually bringing them into the war until later to try and make sure that any troops that Russia may actually have on the border, their borders are gone, so once they do join in on the war, they should be able to go through Russia pretty easily. So, at this point I am getting troops sent to go and take the lands Russia has in Ireland and also the Isle of Man. So, trying to rush as many of my troops as possible over into the Baltic Sea so they can easily get to a spot where I can get them to fight Russia. I have no idea how I'm actually going to continue this up for over 3 hours, basically. Yeah, this is going to be painful to do here. Seriously, why did I have to fuck up so badly with this video? Recruiting troops around Warsaw so I can get them over to the around Ukraine's border with Russia quicker. Now moving all the troops up to just trying to get more troops on the border around there and everything. And I eventually do decide to actually start making some kind of advance over there. And also another thing, the amount of money I'm making each turn, around 300,000. Yeah, that's not exactly correct, considering I kind of forgot that I put a ton of my budget into research previously. So I'm actually making like $1 million each turn, but due to the having so much of a budget in research, I'm only getting 300,000, which kind of limits me on how many troops I can actually recruit each turn, which is a bit annoying. Yeah. Also, as you may have saw a bit earlier, is Russia apparently managed to go into Scotland, because apparently there's a bit of a land connection between Northern Ireland and Scotland for some reason. Yeah, I did not see that happening. The fact that they can just cross over right there, apparently. So I actually have a bit of a hard time dealing with that, considering I have no troops to fit myself there. And here's my advance into Georgia beginning, and Russia has begun sending tons of troops over there as well. And that does end up being quite a bit of a pain to deal with, considering they just keep sending more and more and more and more troops through that single ports they have down there to get to me. Yeah, that was annoying as hell to deal with. Thankfully, Armenia is a country I didn't actually have to deal with here. Though they only did actually have the 3 provinces this entire time here, so they weren't really ever a threat, to be honest. But it was one less country I had to deal with, which is good. Still trying to recruit as many troops as possible around Ukraine so I can get them over there quickly. And I think apparently something I could actually do is recruit troops within an allied country, which is something I didn't actually know that you could actually do in this mod, but apparently that is something you can do, considering I did look at stuff for like update notes on the mod and stuff. And apparently that's something that's going to be done. So yeah, guess I'll test that sometime, I guess. So, I'm basically just gonna be here for like 3 hours just watching myself while I try to commentate on everything. Yeah. I'm not great at this kind of thing. But it's the reason why I just do all the talking during recordings. Because I'm not very great at the commentary later. I'm currently doing everything. But yeah, as you can see, Russia's sending tons of troops over here. I'm trying to recruit as many troops as possible to try and stop all that. But that doesn't stop anytime soon. Annoying. Very, very annoying. It only ever actually stops once I get my vassals to join the war. And Ukraine takes the port. Yeah. Got the Ottoman under my control there. Little invasion of Ireland is going pretty smoothly. Though that's basically due to the fact that all their troops are over in Scotland and I'm trying to push those out. But that's kind of hard due to the fact I don't have any troops there. So, eh. Got all those troops trying to stop Russia. And also the country over here, Russia's vassal, never actually joined the war, which I took advantage of later. Don't know how much later, but I do take advantage of that. Russia managed to get a few attacks in over there. While they still take a little bit more land in Scotland before I finally managed to actually put an end to all that. And this is the point where I actually do finally start dealing with all the troops Russia has sent over into Scotland. And since I get all the troops I had in the Isle of Man to head over there to put an end to that. Considering there's no way I was going to be able to recruit the troops over there to actually deal with it that way. Considering I still hadn't dealt with all the province ability there, I don't actually get to finish all that until the war's over. And if I can get that little area around Belfast and everything under my control, that would basically leave all the troops Russia has in Scotland without supplies, which is kind of my entire plan there for here, to be honest, is just cut off their source of supplies, basically. I think I did have a port built there, so I guess maybe they'll still get supplies, I guess. Not exactly sure. Oh, also George capitulated. So at this point I just have to deal with all the remaining troops Russia has within the area. And then I should be safe to actually get peace with Georgia, which does take a while to do, because Russia just keeps sending more and more and more troops. Now at this point I have to try and rush those troops over there to deal with a little bit of land Russia actually has in that area. And also kind of deal with Azerbaijan once they eventually end up going to war with me, which still takes quite a while to do, I think. And at this point I got most of everything in Ireland dealt with and about to get all my land in Scotland back as well. So that'll be all this fighting done, basically. I just gotta wipe out all the remaining troops Russia has in the area. I think rounds now is probably when I start thinking about getting them to turn against Russia. Yeah, definitely. Russia's not bringing them to join in on the war against me or Azerbaijan, and that I kind of started checking their relations with each other, and I think the way the relations are there is that Russia absolutely hates them, but they have a slightly good relation with Russia. So, yeah. Kind of use that as a bit of the justification we're actually doing it, to be honest. The fact that Russia does actually hate them so much. Despite the fact that they do actually like Russia slightly. At this point I'm kind of just looking to see how much the land in the area that Russia actually took from them, which as you kind of see kind of goes along that river there and then goes down on just the other side of the other one there, basically, which I'm kind of starting to outline. Yeah, that's where their border was before Russia took over from them and vassaled them. Which I do get a chunk of that land back at the end of this war. So, And at that point there, with Russia sending troops through their country, is kind of when I decide, yeah, I'm going to have them go towards Russia. Because I don't want to deal with Russia sending troops through their country and having to keep troops on their border just to defend against troops that Russia is sending through their country. Yeah. I wanted to accept an alliance, though I honestly didn't really care about them in the first place, considering I don't make alliances in this game because they're practically pointless. And there's the trade to get them to go to war. And I'm recruiting troops along there. Moving some of them due to the fact that Russia has actually gotten troops lined up in that part of their border as well, ready to try and attack me. And got all of Ireland under my control. I just need to finish that one province off there, get it back, which I do get done this turn. I think at this point I kind of just go around to build some ports around the rest of Ireland here that I control, so the troops can leave easier instead of all having to go to Dublin to get out of there. I also had to build another port in Scotland again, considering Russia kind of destroyed one of them. And now that's back, like, Dawn. I guess I'm just going to call it Dawn. Kaban Union there. Now that's there towards Russia. The troops that were in Russia kind of took some provinces there. Some of the troops Russia actually had within their country took a few of their provinces, and yeah, that's kind of what causes problems, to be honest. When it comes to trying to just secure the entire area around Georgia so I can actually get a peace deal easily. Yeah. And also, of course, the 4,000 troops they're currently sending over. Plus other 2,000 there. Now, sending all those troops in Ireland and everything go over to the Baltic Sea, so they can try and do some fighting against Russia as well. Considering I honestly don't think I'd have to deal with Ireland. I was kind of thinking about sending an ultimatum, but due to the fact that I'm over with Russia, I don't exactly have money to do province building, and I don't want to be getting more provinces to deal with province building for when I'm currently at war, since I still have to deal with Britain's province stability. Still waiting for all my troops to actually line up over there so they can fight. Considering kind of want all the troops to kind of get in position around there before I actually bring my vassals into the war. No, I decided to just go ahead and do that at this point, since some of the troops have gotten in position up there at this now. And a decent amount of the others are about to get there. And also just the fact that I really wanted Ukraine to take that darn port already. So I wanted to have to constantly deal with more and more of Russia's troops coming into the Black Sea to attack me. Alsbrishan is now towards the Don-Kaban Union, which I guess means they're about to go toward me as well. Of course, I'm trying to put a stop to all that around there that Russia's doing. Of course, also trying to stop all these little invasions Russia's sending. Seriously, there's a reason why I wanted Ukraine or the Don-Kaban Union to take that darn port. Considering the amount of troops Russia has funneled through it just to attack me. At this point, due to the fact that so many of these troops still have a decent way to go to get to where they were going to go, I kind of start sending them elsewhere. Just trying to just have them go directly to the fighting. Go for the shortest route to Russia. And Azerbaijan has now gone towards me. I had to deal with them. To be honest, I'm pretty sure some of these troops never actually do get to fight, I think. Maybe just a little bit of fighting, otherwise they don't really do anything at all throughout the entire war, due to the French line moving too quick for them to catch up. And at this point, my priority for the most part is dealing with Azerbaijan over here, so I can just get them done with, considering they're the biggest threat at this point, since Russia's been mostly defeated at this over here in this area. And at this point, I kind of start slowly working on finishing up some of the province built in Britain. And there goes Azerbaijan with them capitulated at this point. So I now just need to deal with Russia, and this entire area would be secure. So the one province over there to the east, and then what they got to the west over there. The eastern one is, of course, going to be very easy to deal with, considering there's barely been anything going on over here. The western side of this, yeah, that's going to take a bit, considering I had to keep sending more and more troops still to take out troops in the Black Sea. Of course, all those areas are where they have no supplies at all. And he starts moving some of those troops forward now. Considering, basically planning to have them kind of work their way along Finland's border. Sending the rest of those troops over there now. And making sure I'm actually moving all the troops in every turn at this point, considering I kind of make sure I'm doing that, and I'm not forgetting any of them, with them being, so many of them being within Ukraine and my other vassals. Kind of makes it a bit hard to see them. And at this point, I just want to get my peace deal with Azerbaijan and take over their country. Since that entire area there is secured, I just have to deal with this here in order to deal with, before I get peace deal with Georgia. Considering Russia could still easily take some of Georgia's provinces there. And if I got peace deal, I wanted to get those in it. Right there, Russia took one province. Actually, that wasn't anything on one of Georgia's provinces, so that's why vaccines still be safe for me. Huh. But if that was one of Georgia's provinces, I wouldn't have got it due to Russia taking it in that turn. If I went and did a peace still there. And right here, I'm kind of just trying to figure out exactly where Moscow is. But apparently Moscow isn't heavily populated enough to where it actually show the name of the city for some reason. But it was highlighted there for a moment. Not looking at any of the correct provinces right now, because it's not closer than I was thinking it was. Zooming out to try and get perspective in the area. And it's there. Finally found it. this basically the end of Russia right there. So I'll finally be able to get that peace deal with Georgia safely. And there you go. All that down there is finally finished off, and all that's left is all of this in Russia. Actual fight, basically. So at this point, I can basically just group up all the troops I have down there, and get the peace deal with the Republic of Georgia finally, and take all of their land. And the Donkaban Union there has a little rebellion to deal with. But War Thrush is almost halfway done. Going by that percentage. Looking at those counties there for a little bit. I think some of my areas there may link up soon. All that land will return to Donkaban Union there, along with the rest of it I kind of wasn't really paying attention to that kind of game because Valsburg Shan. Trying my best to be efficient with all the troops that I do actually have up there. Due to the fact that I don't actually have enough troops to take all the provinces. Those areas there have been united. And there's all those provinces going back to the Donkaban Union. If I did get those provinces around Armenia, if I did get to keep all the provinces around Armenia there, I would have actually took over Armenia at the end of the episode, but I didn't actually do that. Because, yeah, didn't get all the provinces surrounding them and everything. But of course, we'll deal with Armenia in the next episode. I think it's only a few more turns until Russia actually capitulates, I think. To be honest, I was kind of a bit surprised that Russia actually did manage to get that one successful attack there. Now, of course, I get that dealt with in the same turn here. And they managed to get another successful attack. Huh. But of course, they'll deal with that quite easily. And actually, I didn't need to do that because they just capitulated. Yeah, there you go. So at this point, it's time for the peace deal, basically. Yeah. First failed peace deal. Because for some reason, the peace deal I do in this turn, they for some reason managed to reject despite the fact that they capitulated. I'm kind of going to take a guess that's due to the fact that Donkaban Union got the peace here. Didn't take all the land, which meant and then Russia got their turn, had their country back a bit, so they ended up refusing the ultimatum despite the fact that they were literally just defeated. Yeah. Quite annoying. And I also don't have the points and everything to actually take over the entirety of Russia or even do demand vassalization, considering I would need some provinces for my vassals, basically, if I want to actually demand vassalization there. Which is something I, of course, can't really do. Which I guess I'll let this peace deal here play out for now. Everything I'm kind of taking great now, stuff I absolutely wanted out of this peace deal with Russia. Which, considering I was taking all that, basically means take the rest of Scandinavia in the next episode. Taking over Finland, Sweden, and Norway, I guess. If I don't have Sweden deal with the rest of Norway before I go after them. And yeah, this here was the first peace deal I did. And all that is all that would be left of Russia at this point. But they end up rejecting all this because they end up coming back after the peace deal with Don Union, which left them with a bit of their country still, I guess. So, yeah. I would have actually been satisfied with this peace deal here, but at the very least, I did get something better in the end here. And yeah. Peace deal is rejected. Russia still has all that land, which I now, of course, have to take. So I can get them to capitulate again. So I can actually get a peace deal. So at this point I start moving a bunch of my troops south to try and deal with that. And also kind of just try and group up my troops in general, to be honest. Just also got to keep 3 provinces down there as well. Because Don Union decided they didn't want those 3 provinces. And just take a single province there, and they capitulated immediately, which is nice. But yeah, there is actually the end of Russia here, and yeah. At this point, I think I'm just going to go ahead and cut to the end of this peace deal, considering I think I spent an hour working on this, trying to get something out of it that I liked. And yeah, it was mostly due to a bug that was having so many problems, I think. But yeah, let's go ahead and skip to the end of this peace deal here. Okay, yeah, I definitely spent an hour doing this, but yeah, this here is the final result of that peace deal here. And I managed to get it due to a bug. But yeah, I think it was a bug that was causing all the problems, which had it where my vassals weren't actually really using all their points, and or the points were basically just disappearing into thin air over like 1 province, considering there was literally an instance over that hour in one of my attempted peace deals where I think it was Ukraine used literally all 822 points they had on a single province. Yeah, there was something wrong there. So yeah, this here is basically the whole bug I ended up finding that kind of counters that, which basically gave me infinite points. Considering, select all the provinces I want here, then click to vassal one of the countries within Russia, get points back, a lot more than what I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to have, and then when I unselect it, I get points back again. So just keep doing that over and over and over until I basically have all the points I could possibly need for the peace deal and get exactly what I want from it. So yeah, I basically used a bug to counter a bug to get what I want in this peace deal. Though I of course did get more out of it than what I should have been able to, considering I did vassal Russia and all my vassals got a chunk of land. But it was the best thing I could really get out of it, to be honest. So, yeah. I seriously hated spending an hour on this. But at least it's an hour that I can just completely cut out of the video. I now only have to go for another hour on this or something, I think. No, 40 minutes. I have to go through another 40 minutes of video here now. Finland absolutely hates me along with all my vassals, basically. Of course. They're the only country that I actually really have bad relations with, if you kind of just ignore Norway. It's kind of weird. But at this point, I kind of also just go through and do province building, so I guess I don't really have that much to do. Considering the majority of this time remaining in this video here is just province stability, which of course takes forever, and yeah. I only actually had to fight one rebellion, which is actually a bit surprising. So, yeah. I guess I could just go ahead and just cut all this out as well. Just so I don't have to sit here watching province stability for the next half an hour, I guess. So yeah, I guess I'll just cut out the province stability part, though that's not something I normally do. So, yeah, let's go ahead and cut this out. Okay, here we go. Got that done. So, while I was doing all the province stability there, Sweden ended up forming the United Kingdoms for some reason. So yeah, they're now the United Kingdoms. And I did get all the province stability done and everything. I finally also realized how much my budget I put into research, though my income has dropped down quite a bit, and I still don't really know why that happened. Why my income is now at only 166,000 instead of the million that it was. Because for some reason I'm spending $1 million on administration costs now, which I don't understand. I was barely spending anything on administration, now I'm spending shitloads on it. Seriously don't understand that, but yeah. Don't really know what else to say here. Considering kind of waiting for me till I get to the point where I'm actually talking about other stuff I was did towards the end after the province ability. Which is basically just troops getting things ready for the next episode. Considering, yeah. Got 3,000 troops in every single province along Finland's border and also the Donkovan Union and the Prussian Empire still. So yeah, 3,000 troops in every single one of those provinces on their border, and 3,000 troops on Finland's, Norway's border there, 5,000 in Copenhagen, still Sweden, and nothing against Ireland, considering I'm pretty sure they will accept an ultimatum immediately in the first place, so not really a point in having troops over there. But yeah, that's pretty much everything, I think. And I'm pretty sure there's only like another 2, maybe 3 episodes left in the series. Considering the next one, I'm definitely taking over Finland, Sweden, Norway, and all of that up there. I may also annex my vassals, considering, well, the border I have, if I were to annex them, is quite nice, to be honest, which I kind of did intentionally. So I'm pretty sure I will end up annexing all 3 of them in the next episode. And after that, in episode 11, I will be going out to the Prussian Empire and basically just finishing everything off, I think. Which includes annexing Russia. I think I'll have Russia deal with Turkestan first. For me. So, yeah, that's basically all the plans I have for the future at this point, I think. So, yeah. There is the end of this video, and I hope you've all enjoyed it. So, yeah. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.